The Airbus A320neo. First test flight in 2014, Lufthansa debuted it commercially in 2016. It's got a unit cost of around 110 million US dollars. It seats 194 passengers, and it's known for its impeccable fuel economy. There are 1,400 in service currently, with another 6,000 on order from airlines across the globe, making it the fastest selling commercial airline of all time. It represents the current pinnacle and future of air travel, and today we're going to be flying it. Our flight today is going to be from LAX to SFO. Los Angeles to San Francisco is the second most popular flight path in the United States, the first one being New York to LA. Eventually, I plan on doing the cross country, but, that's a lot longer. This should be about an hour, maybe a little bit less, depending on how fast we're going and what the conditions are like, but I'm excited, and this is our first time in any sort of a big jet, you know what I mean? A big commercial jet. So there's a lot happening here. All of these menus, all of these switches are all usable. Can we not get a QWERTY keyboard in here, dude? It's so hard to try to type this when it's going straight alphabetical order. Hi, Mom, I'm a pilot. We've got switches galore up here as well. There are switches in the back. What are those things? Are we gonna send like Morse code messages or something? I have no clue what that is. Looks like we've got some sort of a microphone maybe there. Can you open the window? So obviously this is captain's seat right here. We've also got the co-pilot seat over there, and it looks like we might have a third fold down seat right here if you had a third, pilot in here, or maybe one of the stewardesses comes in or something like that. We've got potentially another fold out seat right here. We've got some storage and stuff. Trying to see what else we have. I mean, this is pretty spacious. You could get up and maybe do a couple jumping jacks or something. So without further ado, I think it's time we just get started. I can't think of any better way to do it than to just go for it. So we're gonna go ahead and disengage the parking brake. We're gonna give her some gas. I have no idea what the speeds we should be at are. No idea what to expect here. We're gonna try our best, and we're gonna hope for the best here, fellas. So here we go. Let's get after it. Let's see what we got going on. Gonna take off from the cockpit. I guess we probably could kind of take a little bit of a view outside. It's a big old jet there. We're already into the yellows and the reds for our engines. Got to be careful about that. We're approaching 180 knots. We're already lifting off. All right, at around 190. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the landing gear up here. Look at beautiful Los Angeles over there. We're definitely gonna have to take one of our smaller personal planes and go check it out at some point. Looks like our angle of attack is way too high, so I'm gonna go ahead and reduce that a little bit. I mean, we're flying. That was a fantastic takeoff. Really well done. I've taken off from that runway so many times, dude. If you were going to Orlando, we'd be banking left right now. You'd bank around left, you'd go past like Long Beach and stuff like that, and then just shoot on across. We've got Santa Monica and the San Gabriel Mountains over there on the right. Marina del Rey is that little marina back there. We're definitely gonna get in a smaller plane and go check out like the pier and all the sights and sounds around LA. All the stuff that we may recognize from GTA, but for now, our goal is going to be to head on over towards San Francisco. So I believe we're going to be banking a right. Man, that was a good looking little montage, wasn't it? I'm a little bit confused here though. So you guys can see I'm moving my throttle around. The engines really aren't moving with it. You know what I mean? Like if I go all the way full, they'll boot up. But as soon as I lift off a little bit, now it's going all the way back down to the bottom. It's like I don't have actual control of the engine at all. It's just kind of doing its own thing. Are the engines kind of managing themselves? Like are they just trying to keep it all even? Are they just trying to keep us at the same altitude? I have no clue what's going on. But we're like gaining and losing power, and I'm not touching anything. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let me know. But, I mean, it's a fairly smooth flight so far, wouldn't you say, Jeff? Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think we've got a Jeff next to us. I think we've got a Janice. That's definitely a female co-pilot there. It's just us and the big blue skies ahead of us, man. We could climb up way higher. I think our you know, obviously we could get up to like 38,000 feet or more. I kind of want to keep it a little bit lower. It's nice to fly down here with the clouds and also be able to see some of the ground, some of the mountains and stuff like that. I just feel like it's a little bit more entertaining to watch than simply all blue skies. But I guess, I mean, we could try flying to 38,000 feet just to see what it's like. I think we can go ahead and bring the flaps down a bit. Try to get more to a cruise setting here. Now, I do know these things, they can go like up to 500 miles an hour. 511, I think, is the top speed, which is like, I don't know the actual conversion. I would guess that's somewhere around 400 knots, maybe a little bit more. We've been going like up around 250, 200 to 250 a lot of the time when we're climbing. We've been getting down to the 100s, so we need to level this thing out and really kind of give it some juice. I've also got this big red button right here. This is the autopilot button. So, I mean, these planes nowadays normally fly themselves, to be honest. I mean, the pilots are there in case anything goes wrong, and they're a lot more hands-on during takeoff and landing, of course, and they're always available to talk to ATC. But if we press this button, it's gonna get us back on our flight path. So I'm actually curious as to where this thing is gonna take us. Looks like we were fairly on point. It's gonna point us in the direction of San Francisco, probably get us a little bit more over to the left. Looks like we got a little bit off course of that pink line when we were trying to climb all that time, but not bad. It'd be a lot cooler if this was a beer, but it's 10:30 in the morning and I'm not feeling that savage today. Yo, Janice, what you doing tonight? What you doing in San Francisco? This is our last leg, right? You trying to go out and grab a drink or something? You trying to get some dinner? Overspeed? It's on autopilot. I thought autopilot was gonna have my back, but apparently not. See, this is where the pilot's supposed to be there to be able to take over and be able to do the things that the machine might not be able to do. But we are underqualified and we can't really do that. I joke with Janice over here, but I've heard it can get kind of cray-cray. Just in that whole community of like pilots and flight attendants and stuff like that. And granted, I'm sure a lot of it's embellishment, and I'm sure there are tons and tons of normal people, but I've heard parties, crazy parties, lots of you know, intimacy between members of the crew and the pilots and stuff like that. If you were single, I've heard it's a pretty good time. Let me check out our cameras here since we're on autopilot. This is actually really nice. I'm kind of curious if there's a way, can we see inside the airplane? That would be dope. Yo, we got the tail cam here. I'm seeing lots of external cams. Ooh, we've got the winglet cam. That's kind of interesting. Let's go through and see some of the options we have. Dude, this is dope. Oh, the underbelly cam, engine cam. That's kind of almost what it would look like from a window. That's kind of what it would look like from a window if you were up front in first class. This is sick. Oh, there's a window cam. They do have window cams. Why is that called external 12 if it's internal? Dude, that is so dope. Can I look around? I can't look around. Oh, hey, look. We've got more weird circles down there, like we saw outside of Area 51. Not really sure what y'all are doing out there in California, but, I mean, I guess do whatever you gotta do, man. So, I'm just leaving it on autopilot here. I mean, we could manually control it, but you're just gonna be constantly making little minor adjustments to keep it flat and to keep it going. So, why not just leave it on autopilot? Let's take a look at our map here. We are making our way there. KNLC, what is that? Lemoore Naval Air Force Station. Cool, maybe we'll see some jets or something flying around here. But anyway, we are making our way towards San Francisco, towards the Bay Area here. There's tons of little airports. SFO, which is the main San Francisco International Airport, is really interesting. I'm hoping they have us landing. I'm probably just gonna land on the runway I want to. I know they select a runway for you, but I'm just gonna go for it. This thing juts out in the water And like your approach, you come in and you're just barely over the bay, and then the runway juts out into it and you land there, and it's really beautiful. It's a really cool view. As a passenger, I've never done it as a pilot, so it should be interesting. Hopefully it goes well. All right, guys, so we are off autopilot. We are coming into the San Francisco Bay Area here. Altitude of about 6,000 feet. Obviously, we're gonna have to continue to drop that. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to slow ourselves down while we're dropping altitude. We should have been dropping altitude a long time ago. To be honest, I got up and I went out and I was like taking care of the dogs for the morning and stuff, and I came back in and autopilot already had us close to here, so. You gotta pay attention, you know what I mean? You can't take the dogs outside and let them go potty if you're an airline pilot. I'm trying to think, I mean, I haven't spent a ton of time in San Francisco. I've flown out there probably 4 or 5 times just for like gaming events and stuff like that. I don't think we want our flaps all the way this low now. We're gonna get close to stalling territory. So like Sledgehammer Games are out here. Trying to think. Ubisoft has headquarters out here. Lots of gaming companies, lots of tech companies, stuff like that. So we're going to see what we can do. That is a long bridge. Goes straight across the. I bet that thing has such bad traffic. Obviously, it doesn't look that bad right now. I see only a couple of cars, but I bet in actuality that thing is pretty bad. So we're coming in. We are at about 150 knots, holding steady, which is good. I think we're gonna want to lose a little bit more altitude. I feel like it's easier to gain altitude in a landing than it is to lose it. Gaining altitude, you just throttle out of it and you can go around again. I guess the same thing can be said for losing altitude. Losing altitude, you can just go around again, but ooh, we're getting close to the water here. Are we good? We're at 600 feet. I'm gonna give us a little bit more power here. We're getting all kinds of chimes and warnings and stuff. Let me stand up a little bit so I can see. This is sketchy. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that all of your belongings are stowed underneath the seat in front of you. Please close and latch your tray tables. You might want to close your window shades as well, because I don't know that you want to see what could potentially happen right here. We are very close to the water, but we're okay. All right, I'm going to power it back down again. We're going to go ahead and put our landing gear down. Landing gear is going down. Can I see those bad boys folding out? Oh, yeah. Look at that action. Coming in here. Going to decrease power. Going to put our flaps all the way down. I mean, we're straight on here. Maybe a little bit to the left, so I'm going to use our rudder to push us a little bit right. Ooh, we might need a little more. We might need a little more juice here. Flaps up a little bit. Come on, juice, 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 juice. Pull up and juice. Pull up and juice. Okay, we're good. Flaps all the way down. Everything all the way down. Be careful here, Trev. Oh shoot. I think we might have been good if we wouldn't have juiced it. I think we juiced it too hard.
60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
I mean, we're on the side. We're on the side of it. We landed on the shoulder of the runway. I mean, I would venture to say maybe that wasn't the worst thing that's ever happened in the world. We landed it. It might have been a little bit rough. I feel like it wasn't that rough though. I do feel like we had a more appropriate speed. I don't think we were falling out of the sky like we typically do. I think it could have been a lot smoother. I think there was a lot of this going on, trying to save it, that sort of thing. But, you know, I mean, we made it. I wish, so on the landing challenges, they give you like a report card of, oh, how much was your vertical speed when you touched down and stuff. I don't think that was the smoothest landing ever. But I honestly don't think it was bad, and I think it was better than I expected. I panicked towards the end there because I thought we might run out of oomph, but I think if we would have stuck with our original approach, I think we would have had enough. If we just would have pulled back a bit more, we probably could have floated in and, you know, just kind of made a very nice, easy landing at the very beginning of the runway. So I'm going to attempt, I mean, we should, let's get back inside the cockpit here. We should try to keep our front wheel on the yellow line, and we're going to see if we can taxi to a gate. Now again, I'm just gonna say it. I apologize for the lagginess. I know it's gonna be a little weird here. Gate 64 is gate 64 might be taken up. We need to find an empty gate. Oh, there's traffic. Well, I'm a jet, so I have the right of way. Let's see if we can pull up to a gate here. What gate is that? I'm gonna take that gate right there. Looks like there's a van in our parking spot, so he's gonna have to go, but we're just gonna go ahead and pull up here. Please don't forget to tip your pilot as you're exiting the aircraft and onto the jet bridge. All he asks is for one like. We've got this car in front of us. Can we just push that out of the way? I'm hoping we can just kind of push that out of the way. All right. You know what? We're going to have to get one of those little tugboat thingies, except they're like land tugboats. I don't even know what they're called. He's going to have to come and push us out. So there you guys have it. Los Angeles to San Francisco. Successful flight. We made it. We kind of ran into the jet bridge, but at least we didn't put our nose through the front glass here. There's a bunch of lovely people here waiting at the gate, waiting to go back to LA. So you boys got to get ready. I'm going to go, you know, shake a leg, drain the main vein, maybe go meet up with Janice in the bathroom, and we're going to fly back to LA. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.